If you enjoyed this audiobook, please consider liking, sharing, and subscribing to the channel. Sharing it with your friends and family helps spread knowledge, and when we help others grow, we grow too. Thank you so much for listening. Let's dive into the book. Chapter 1. Money Talks at Home. Part 1. The First Coin. Starting the conversation. Money conversations often feel more intimidating than they need to be, yet they form the building blocks of your child's financial future. Starting these discussions early transforms money from a mysterious adult topic into an everyday part of family life. The key lies in making these conversations natural, age-appropriate, and ongoing, rather than formal one-time lessons. Through simple daily interactions and honest dialogue, parents can help children develop healthy money attitudes while addressing their own concerns about discussing finances. This approach creates confident, curious kids who grow into financially savvy adults. Money surrounds us every day, yet many parents struggle with when and how to bring it up with their children. The answer is simpler than most expect. Start where you are, with what you have right now. Every grocery store visit, every time you pay a bill, every moment you make a purchase decision presents a natural teaching opportunity. Consider Sarah, a mother of 2 young children who always felt anxious about money conversations. She worried about saying the wrong thing or creating anxiety in her kids. One day at the grocery store, her 5-year-old asked why she was comparing prices on cereal boxes. Instead of deflecting, Sarah explained that they wanted to get good value for their money. This simple exchange opened the door to regular, comfortable money discussions that grew with her children. The grocery store serves as an excellent classroom for money lessons. When children see you checking prices, using coupons, or choosing between brands, they naturally become curious. These moments offer perfect opportunities to explain basic concepts like value, choices, and budgeting. You might say, "We have $20 for groceries today, so we need to choose carefully what we buy." Have you noticed how children observe everything you do with money, even when you think they're not paying attention? Home provides countless teaching moments that require no formal setup or special materials. When you pay bills, children can see how money flows out to different places for different reasons. Explain that the electric bill pays for the lights and the mortgage payment helps you keep the house. These explanations help children understand that money serves specific purposes rather than appearing and disappearing mysteriously. Restaurant visits create excellent opportunities for discussions about tipping, menu prices, and making choices within a budget. When your child wants the most expensive item on the menu, you can guide them through the decision-making process. Ask questions like, "Is that what you really want, or do you think something else might taste better?" This helps them think beyond impulse and consider their choices carefully. Many parents fear they'll create anxiety by discussing money openly. Research shows the opposite is true. Children who grow up in homes where money is discussed openly tend to have healthier financial relationships as adults. The key is keeping conversations age-appropriate and maintaining a calm, matter-of-fact tone. For very young children, ages 3 to 5, focus on basic concepts. Money is something we use to buy things we need and want. We work to earn money. Sometimes we have to choose between different things because we can't buy everything. Keep explanations simple and concrete. Elementary school children, ages 6 to 10, can handle more complex ideas. They can understand that money is limited, that different items cost different amounts, and that we sometimes need to save for things we want. This age group benefits from seeing money in action and helping with simple financial tasks. When children ask difficult questions about money, honesty serves better than evasion. If a child asks, "Are we poor?" respond with facts appropriate to their age. You might say, "We have enough money for the things we need, like our house and food, but we have to make choices about the things we want." This approach provides reassurance while acknowledging reality. The fear of creating money anxiety often prevents parents from starting these conversations. However, children already sense financial stress in the household. Open, age-appropriate discussions actually reduce anxiety by replacing scary unknowns with understandable facts. What financial lessons did you learn as a child, and how do they influence your approach to money today? Creating a positive tone around money discussions requires focusing on empowerment rather than limitation. Instead of saying, "We can't afford that," try, "That's not in our budget right now," or "We're choosing to spend our money on other things this month." This subtle shift moves the conversation from helplessness to conscious choice. Regular family meetings can formalize money conversations while keeping them comfortable. During these meetings, you might discuss upcoming expenses, family financial goals, or allow children to share their own money questions and experiences. This creates a safe space where money topics feel normal and approachable. Technology offers new ways to make money conversations visual and engaging. Banking apps can show children how money moves in and out of accounts. Budget apps can demonstrate how families plan their spending. However, don't rely solely on digital tools. Physical money still provides the most concrete learning experience for young children. One family found success by having money moments during car rides. Without the distractions of home, children felt more comfortable asking questions, and parents found it easier to give thoughtful answers. These conversations became a regular part of their routine, building financial literacy naturally over time. The goal is not to create miniature financial advisors, but to raise children who feel comfortable with money concepts and confident in their ability to make good financial decisions. This confidence grows through repeated exposure to money discussions, seeing money management in action, and having their questions answered honestly and patiently. Starting money conversations early creates a foundation for more complex financial lessons later. Children who grow up discussing money openly are more likely to seek advice when facing financial decisions as adults, more likely to communicate about money in their own relationships, and more likely to teach their own children healthy money habits. Part 2. Pocket Money, Big Lessons. Children's first real taste of financial independence often comes wrapped in bills and coins handed over as pocket money. This small but significant step transforms abstract money conversations into hands-on learning experiences where children make real decisions with real consequences. Through managing their own small amounts of money, kids develop practical skills in budgeting, saving, and spending that will serve them throughout their lives. The approach parents take to allowances can either foster financial responsibility or create dependency, making this decision one of the most impactful teaching tools in the family financial toolkit. Sarah watched her 8-year-old daughter Emma stare at 2 toys in the store, clutching her $5 allowance. Emma had been saving for weeks to buy a specific doll, but now she faced temptation from a cheaper toy that would leave her with change. This moment of choice represents exactly why pocket money matters. Emma was learning to weigh options, consider long-term goals, and live with the consequences of her decisions. Parents typically choose from 3 main approaches when structuring allowances. The first involves giving children regular payments simply for being part of the family. This method teaches that money management is a life skill everyone needs, regardless of specific tasks performed. The second approach ties allowances directly to chores and responsibilities, creating a clear connection between work and payment. The third option combines both concepts, providing a basic allowance plus opportunities to earn extra money through additional tasks. Each approach carries distinct advantages and drawbacks. Regular allowances without conditions give children consistent money to practice with, much like a training ground for real-world financial decisions. However, this method might not teach the important connection between effort and reward that children need to understand about money in the real world. The chore-based system creates a strong work ethic and helps children understand that money comes from effort and contribution. When 10-year-old Marcus started earning his allowance by taking out trash and feeding the dog, he began appreciating the effort behind every dollar. However, this approach can sometimes lead to children expecting payment for every helpful action around the house. The hybrid model often proves most effective because it provides the best of both worlds. Children receive a small base amount for basic money management practice, plus opportunities to earn more through extra responsibilities. This mirrors real adult financial life, where people have both fixed income and opportunities for additional earnings. How much should children receive as pocket money? The amount matters less than consistency and age appropriateness. A general guideline suggests $1 per year of age per week, but family circumstances and local costs should guide this decision. The key is providing enough money for meaningful choices while keeping amounts manageable for both learning and family budgets. Consider how you learned your most valuable lessons about money. Were they from successes or from mistakes? The real magic happens when children make their first major spending mistakes. 7-year-old Jake spent his entire month's allowance on a toy that broke within 2 days. Instead of replacing the toy or giving Jake more money, his parents helped him understand what happened and how to make better choices next time. This experience taught Jake more about quality, research, and patience than any lecture could have achieved. Smart parents create structure around allowances without micromanaging every decision. They might require children to divide their money into spending, saving, and sharing categories, but allow freedom within those boundaries. This structure provides safety rails while still permitting real choice and potential mistakes. Regular family meetings about money can enhance the allowance learning experience. During these brief conversations, children can share their financial goals, discuss recent purchases, and seek advice about upcoming decisions. These meetings normalize money talk and create opportunities for ongoing education. The timing of allowance payments also matters. Weekly payments work well for younger children who struggle with longer time concepts, while older children might handle monthly payments that better prepare them for adult financial rhythms. Consistency in timing teaches children to plan ahead and manage money between payments. Some families successfully use allowances to teach charitable giving by requiring or encouraging children to set aside a portion for helping others. This approach builds empathy and social responsibility alongside financial skills. Technology can enhance traditional allowance systems through apps that track spending, savings goals, and charitable giving. However, physical money often provides better learning experiences for younger children who need to see and handle money to fully understand its value. The most successful allowance systems evolve as children grow. What works for a 6-year-old differs significantly from what challenges a teenager. Parents who regularly evaluate and adjust their approach create age-appropriate learning experiences that maintain engagement and effectiveness. Through pocket money, children learn that money is finite, choices have consequences, and planning leads to better outcomes. These lessons, learned early with small amounts, prepare them for much larger financial decisions in their future adult lives. Part 3. Earning, not just getting. The moment a child earns their first dollar through their own effort marks a significant shift in their understanding of money. Unlike receiving an allowance or gifts, earning money through work creates a deeper connection between effort and reward. This hands-on experience teaches children that money comes from somewhere, and that somewhere is usually hard work. When parents create earning opportunities for their children, they provide more than just pocket money. They offer lessons in responsibility, pride, and the real value of a dollar. These early earning experiences shape how children view work and money throughout their lives, building the foundation for financial independence and success. 8-year-old Sarah noticed her neighbor struggling to walk his elderly dog every morning. She asked her parents if she could offer to help for a small fee. Within a week, Sarah was earning $3 per walk, 3 times a week. The money felt different from her allowance. She counted it carefully, saved it in a special jar, and felt proud when people asked about her job. This simple arrangement taught Sarah more about money than months of allowance ever could. The difference between earning and receiving money lies in ownership and appreciation. When children receive money as gifts or allowances, they often spend it quickly without much thought. Earned money carries weight. Children who earn money through chores, small jobs, or creative projects typically spend more carefully and save more consistently than those who simply receive money. Creating earning opportunities requires creativity and age-appropriate expectations. 5-year-olds can earn quarters by putting away toys or feeding pets. 8-year-olds might wash cars, water plants, or organize closets. Teenagers can babysit, mow lawns, or help neighbors with technology problems. The key is matching the task to the child's abilities while ensuring the work has real value. Consider how earning money changes a child's perspective on purchases. 10-year-old Marcus wanted a $20 video game. When receiving allowance, he might have asked his parents to buy it or waited for his birthday. After starting a small business selling lemonade and cookies to neighbors, Marcus calculated he needed to work 4 afternoons to afford the game. This realization made him question whether the game was truly worth 8 hours of work. He ultimately decided to save longer for a game he wanted more. What opportunities exist in your own home for your children to earn money through helpful work? Look around your daily routines and seasonal needs. Maybe leaves need raking, cars need washing, or younger siblings need entertainment. These situations become earning opportunities when parents frame them correctly. The payment structure matters significantly. Successful earning systems pay promptly and fairly. Children should receive payment immediately after completing work, especially younger children who struggle with delayed gratification. The amount should reflect the effort required while remaining reasonable for your family budget. A 4-year-old putting away blocks might earn 50 cents, while a 12-year-old washing the family car might earn $5. Many parents worry about paying children for tasks they should do anyway. This concern has merit, but the solution lies in distinguishing between family responsibilities and earning opportunities. Children should complete basic tasks like cleaning their rooms or clearing their dishes without payment because they are family members. However, additional tasks that help the family or community can become earning opportunities. 11-year-old David learned this distinction when his parents created 2 categories of work. Family jobs included making his bed and clearing his dinner plate. These were non-negotiable and unpaid because they were part of being in the family. Earning jobs included vacuuming the living room, washing windows, and organizing the garage. These tasks earned David money because they went beyond basic expectations and truly helped the household function better. The psychological impact of earning cannot be overstated. Children who earn money develop stronger work ethics, better money management skills, and greater confidence in their abilities. They learn that they can create opportunities and solve problems through effort. This mindset proves invaluable as they face challenges throughout life. How does your child currently react when they want something expensive? Children who have never earned money often resort to begging, bargaining, or having tantrums when told no. Children who earn money more often ask how they can work toward their goal. Starting small prevents overwhelming children while building positive associations with work. 6-year-old Emma began by earning quarters for sorting socks. The task took 5 minutes, but the pride on her face when she earned her first dollar suggested she had learned something much more valuable than sock organization. 6 months later, Emma was organizing entire drawers and helping neighbors with similar tasks. These early earning experiences create lasting money attitudes. Adults who learn to earn money as children typically display greater financial responsibility, stronger work ethics, and more realistic expectations about money. They understand that financial success requires effort and planning rather than luck or entitlement. Part 4. Mistakes happen. Learning together. Financial mistakes are not roadblocks, but stepping stones to wisdom. When children inevitably make poor spending choices or lose their hard-earned money, these moments become powerful teaching opportunities that shape their financial character. Parents who respond with patience and guidance help their children develop resilience, critical thinking, and the confidence to make better decisions in the future. This approach transforms disappointment into growth, creating children who view financial challenges as problems to solve rather than reasons to give up. 8-year-old Marcus had saved $20 from various chores over 2 months. During a family trip to the mall, he spotted a remote-controlled helicopter that cost exactly $20. Despite his parents' gentle suggestion to think about it overnight, Marcus insisted on buying it immediately. The helicopter broke within hours, leaving Marcus devastated and penniless. His mother's first instinct was to replace the toy or give him more money to ease his pain. However, she recognized this as a valuable learning moment. Instead of fixing the problem, she sat with Marcus and acknowledged his disappointment. They talked about what happened without judgment or criticism. What lessons do you think Marcus learned from this experience that no lecture could have taught him? The conversation revealed Marcus's realization that expensive purchases deserve careful consideration and that sometimes waiting helps prevent regret. 10-year-old Sarah faced a different challenge when she lost her wallet containing $15 at the grocery store. Her immediate reaction was panic, followed by asking her parents to replace the money. Her father's response surprised her. He expressed sympathy for her loss, but explained that replacing the money would prevent her from learning important lessons about responsibility and money management. Together, they retraced Sarah's steps and asked store employees about the lost wallet. Although they never found it, Sarah learned valuable lessons about keeping money secure and accepting consequences. Her father helped her create a plan to earn back the lost money through extra chores, turning the setback into motivation. Parents often struggle with how much to intervene when children make financial mistakes. The natural desire to protect children from disappointment can actually rob them of crucial learning experiences. Research shows that children who face age-appropriate consequences for their financial decisions develop stronger money management skills as adults. The key lies in responding to mistakes with curiosity rather than criticism. When 12-year-old Jake spent his entire birthday money on candy and toys in one afternoon, his parents asked questions that helped him reflect on his choices. They asked what he wished he had done differently and how he felt about having no money left for things he wanted later. How might you respond when your child makes a financial mistake that you saw coming? This situation tests parents' ability to let children learn from natural consequences while providing emotional support. Jake's parents avoided saying, "I told you so," or lecturing about budgeting. Instead, they helped him process his feelings and think through better strategies for future windfalls. This approach taught Jake to evaluate his own decisions rather than simply follow rules imposed by others. Successful mistake management requires parents to model appropriate responses to their own financial errors. When parents openly discuss their own money mistakes and what they learned, children see that everyone makes errors and that mistakes don't define a person's worth or intelligence. 15-year-old Ashley watched her mother handle a significant financial mistake with grace. Her mother had forgotten to pay a credit card bill on time, resulting in a late fee and interest charges. Rather than hiding this mistake, she explained what happened, how much the error cost, and what steps she was taking to prevent it from happening again. This transparency taught Ashley that financial mistakes happen to everyone, and that the important thing is learning from them and moving forward. Ashley began checking her own financial responsibilities more carefully, understanding that small oversights can have meaningful consequences. Parents should establish clear expectations about which mistakes children must handle independently and which warrant family discussion or support. Young children need more guidance and emotional support when facing financial setbacks, while teenagers benefit from experiencing more natural consequences with less parental intervention. The goal is helping children develop internal motivation to make better choices rather than external compliance with parental rules. When children understand the real-world impact of their financial decisions, they become more thoughtful and responsible money managers. Creating family traditions around discussing financial mistakes reduces shame and increases learning. Some families hold monthly money meetings where everyone shares financial wins and losses, creating an environment where mistakes are viewed as normal parts of the learning process rather than sources of embarrassment or disappointment. Chapter 2: Save, Spend, Share. Part 1: The Three Jars Story. The three-jar system transforms abstract money concepts into something children can touch, see, and understand. This simple approach takes loose change and allowances and turns them into powerful learning tools that shape lifelong financial habits. When parents implement this hands-on method, children develop the ability to make thoughtful money decisions while learning three essential life skills: planning for the future, managing present needs, and caring for others. The beauty lies in its simplicity. Three containers that represent the foundation of smart money management, adapted to work with any family's values and circumstances. The three-jar system starts with 3 simple containers, each serving a specific purpose that mirrors adult financial responsibilities. The Save Jar teaches delayed gratification and goal setting. The Spend Jar handles immediate needs and small purchases. The Share Jar develops generosity and community awareness. When 7-year-old Emma receives her weekly allowance of $5, she divides it between her 3 mason jars, placing $2 in Save, $2 in Spend, and $1 in Share. This division creates natural conversations about choices and priorities. Emma's parents don't lecture about percentages or complex financial theory. Instead, they watch as Emma physically moves money between jars, making abstract concepts concrete. When she wants a $10 toy, she can see exactly how much more she needs to save and how long it might take. The Save Jar serves as a child's first introduction to goal-oriented financial planning. 10-year-old Marcus wanted a bicycle that cost $40. His parents helped him calculate that saving $3 weekly would reach his goal in 14 weeks. They created a simple chart showing his progress, adding a sticker each week as his Save Jar grew heavier. What happened next surprised Marcus's parents. Instead of complaining about the weight, Marcus began looking for ways to earn extra money. He offered to wash cars and walk the neighbor's dog. The bicycle became more meaningful because he understood its true cost in time and effort. Have you ever noticed how children value things more when they contribute to earning them? The Spend Jar teaches immediate financial decision-making within boundaries. Rather than buying impulsively, children learn to evaluate whether they have enough money and whether the purchase aligns with their priorities. 9-year-old Sarah discovered this lesson during a family trip to the store. She wanted candy that cost $3, but her Spend Jar contained only $2. Instead of asking her parents for money, she chose a less expensive option and saved the remaining money for next time. This natural consequence occurred without parental intervention or lengthy explanations. The jar system created the boundary, and Sarah learned to work within it. Parents often worry that saying no to purchases will disappoint their children, but children adapt quickly when they understand the reasons behind limitations. The Share Jar introduces the concept of generosity and community responsibility. Families approach this differently based on their values. Some donate to religious organizations, others support local charities, and some help neighbors in need. The key lies in involving children in choosing how to use their share money. 8-year-old David's family learned about a local animal shelter needing supplies. David used his Share Jar money to buy dog treats, then visited the shelter to deliver them personally. This experience connected his small financial contribution to a real impact, making generosity tangible rather than abstract. Adapting the system for different ages requires flexibility while maintaining core principles. Preschoolers might start with just 2 jars, spend and save, using dollars and coins they can easily count. Teenagers can graduate to bank accounts that mirror the jar concept with separate savings, checking, and giving accounts. The physical aspect matters more for younger children who need to see and touch their money. Older children can handle more abstract systems, but many families continue using jars because they provide visual progress indicators that digital accounts cannot match. Family values shape how parents present the jar ratios. Some families divide money equally among all 3 jars. Others emphasize saving with larger portions going to the Save Jar. Families focused on charitable giving might allocate more to the Share Jar. The specific percentages matter less than consistency and clear communication about why your family makes these choices. Common challenges arise when children want to move money between jars. 6-year-old Lisa wanted to take money from her Save Jar to buy ice cream. Her parents explained that moving money defeats the purpose of having separate jars, but they offered alternatives. Lisa could do extra chores to earn the spend money or wait until next week's allowance. These moments create learning opportunities rather than conflicts. Children quickly understand that each jar serves a different purpose when parents remain consistent with boundaries while offering alternatives. The jar system succeeds because it matches how children learn best, through hands-on experience and immediate feedback. Rather than explaining complex financial concepts, Parents create situations where children discover these principles naturally through their own decisions and consequences. Part 2. Wants versus needs. The Great Debate. Teaching children the difference between wants and needs creates the foundation for smart money decisions throughout their lives. This distinction shapes every purchase decision they will make, from choosing between candy or saving for a bicycle to major adult decisions about cars and homes. Parents who master this teaching moment equip their children with one of the most powerful financial skills possible. The challenge lies not in explaining the concept, but in making it meaningful and practical for young minds that naturally focus on immediate desires. 8-year-old Marcus stood in the toy aisle, clutching his spending jar money and staring at the latest action figure. His mom watched as he weighed his decision. "Do I need this or do I want this?" he asked himself aloud. This moment represents countless similar scenes in stores across the country where children practice the want versus need evaluation their parents have taught them. The difficulty children face with this concept stems from their natural development. Young brains prioritize immediate rewards over long-term benefits. When a child sees something appealing, their brain releases excitement chemicals that make the item feel essential. Parents often mistake this intensity for defiance when children insist they need the latest toy or snack. Sarah discovered this when her 6-year-old daughter Emma declared she needed new shoes after seeing sparkly sneakers at the store. Emma's current shoes had plenty of wear left, but she genuinely felt the new ones were necessary. Rather than dismiss Emma's feelings, Sarah created a simple evaluation process they could use together. The Needometer became their family tool. Sarah drew a simple scale from 1 to 5, where 1 meant nice to have and 5 meant cannot live without. They would rate potential purchases together, discussing where each item belonged on the scale. Emma's sparkly shoes rated a 2, while her worn winter coat rated a 5 as cold weather approached. How might your family create a similar system that fits your children's ages and personalities? Grocery shopping provides perfect training grounds for want versus need discussions. 10-year-old David learned to categorize items as his family shopped. Milk and bread clearly fell into the need category, while cookies and chips belonged in the want section. His parents allowed him to choose 1 want item per shopping trip, but only after they had covered all the needs. This approach teaches children that wants are not forbidden, but must come after needs are met. David began naturally asking himself the evaluation question before requesting items. His parents noticed he started choosing more thoughtfully, sometimes saving his wants selection for something he truly valued rather than grabbing the first appealing item. The wish list strategy works particularly well for children who struggle with impulse control. Rather than saying no immediately when children request something, parents can say, "Let's add that to your wish list." This acknowledges their desire while creating space for evaluation. Many children discover that items they desperately wanted lose their appeal after a few days on the list. Jennifer used this approach with her twin boys, who constantly requested new video games. Instead of immediate refusals that led to arguments, she established a wish list rule. Any game they wanted went on the list for 2 weeks before they could use spending money to buy it. The boys learned to research games more carefully and often changed their minds as new interests emerged. Teaching through real-life consequences proves more effective than lectures about wants and needs. When 9-year-old Alex spent all his spending money on candy and later wanted a new book, his parents didn't rescue him with extra money. Instead, they helped him understand the connection between his earlier choice and his current limitation. Alex learned that choosing wants over planned purchases has natural consequences. The clothing challenge presents complex want versus need scenarios. Children may need new clothes, but want specific brands or styles. 12-year-old Maya needed school clothes, but insisted on expensive designer jeans. Her parents established a clothing budget that covered her needs with basic options. If Maya wanted premium brands, she could contribute the difference from her own money. This approach taught her to evaluate whether the premium was worth her personal investment. What challenges do you face when your children claim they need something you consider a want? Restaurant visits offer another teaching opportunity. The family needs food, but does everyone need the most expensive menu item? Parents can establish budget ranges for family meals, helping children understand that meeting the need for food doesn't require fulfilling every want related to that meal. Technology presents modern want versus need dilemmas. Children may need a way to communicate with parents, but want the latest smartphone with premium features. Families can address the communication need with basic phones, while children save toward want features from their own money. The key to successful want versus need education lies in consistency and patience. Children need multiple opportunities to practice this evaluation in low-stakes situations before they master the skill. Parents who maintain calm discussions rather than emotional battles create environments where children learn willingly. Success in teaching this distinction appears in small moments. Parents notice children hesitating before requests, self-correcting their language from need to want, and making thoughtful choices about spending their own money. These behavioral changes indicate that children have internalized the evaluation process and begun applying it independently. The long-term impact of this teaching extends far beyond childhood purchases. Adults who learned early to distinguish wants from needs make better decisions about housing, transportation, and major purchases. They experience less financial stress because they have practiced prioritizing essential expenses before discretionary spending throughout their development years. Part 3. Saving for something special. Children who have learned to separate wants from needs are ready for their next money adventure, saving for something meaningful. This skill transforms abstract concepts into exciting goals that children can touch, see, and experience. Saving for a special purchase teaches patience, planning, and the satisfaction that comes from achieving something through personal effort. Parents become coaches in this process, helping children set realistic targets, track their progress, and celebrate each step forward. The lessons learned during these first saving experiences create patterns that influence financial decisions for decades to come. 8-year-old Maria stared at the bicycle in the store window every day after school. The bright red bike with streamers on the handlebars cost $60. With her weekly allowance of $3, buying it seemed impossible. Her mother sat down with her that evening and helped her create a plan. They calculated that if Maria saved $2 each week, she would have enough money in 30 weeks. That felt like forever to Maria, but her mother helped her see it differently. Together, they created a colorful chart with 30 squares, one for each week. Every time Maria saved her $2, she got to color in a square and add a sticker. The visual progress made the goal feel real and achievable. After just 4 weeks, Maria had $8 saved and 4 colored squares. She could see her progress, and the bike felt closer than ever. The key to successful saving lies in making goals both specific and visual. Children think in concrete terms. Saying save money means nothing to a 6-year-old, but save for the new video game that costs $40 creates a clear target. Visual tracking tools work because children need to see their progress. Whether using a chart, a clear jar that fills with coins, or a simple drawing that gets colored in, the visual element keeps motivation high. How might you help your child visualize their saving progress in a way that excites them most? Parents often wonder about the right balance between supporting their child's saving goals and teaching independence. Matching contributions can provide powerful motivation without creating dependence. When 10-year-old Jake wanted to save for a $50 skateboard, his parents offered to match every dollar he saved. This meant Jake only needed to save $25 while still experiencing the discipline of regular saving. The matching system taught him that hard work often receives support from others, a valuable life lesson. Setting the right timeline matters enormously. Very young children need shorter saving periods because their sense of time differs from adults. A 4-year-old might save for 2 weeks to buy a small toy, while a 10-year-old can handle saving for several months. The goal should feel challenging but achievable. If the timeline feels too long, children lose interest and give up. Real success stories often include setbacks that become learning opportunities. Marcus, age 7, had been saving for a remote control car for 6 weeks when he saw a candy display at the grocery store. He spent $5 of his car money on candy and immediately felt terrible. His father used this moment to discuss impulse buying and help Marcus understand how spending decisions affect larger goals. They adjusted Marcus's saving plan to account for the setback, and he eventually bought his car. The candy incident became a story Marcus told for years about learning to stick to his plans. Creating milestone celebrations helps maintain momentum during longer saving periods. When Sarah was saving $80 for a special doll, her parents created celebration points at $20, $40, and $60. At each milestone, they had a small celebration, sometimes ice cream, sometimes a movie night. These celebrations acknowledged Sarah's discipline and effort while keeping her motivated for the remaining weeks. Parents should expect their children to question their saving goals, especially when friends have new toys or when attractive alternatives appear. These moments require gentle guidance rather than lectures. Asking questions helps children process their feelings. How do you think you'll feel if you spend your savings now versus when you buy what you originally wanted? This approach helps children make their own connections and strengthens their commitment to their goals. What questions could you ask your child to help them think through spending decisions without lecturing them? Technology offers new tools for tracking savings progress. Simple apps designed for children can make saving feel like a game, with progress bars and achievement badges. However, physical tracking methods often work better for younger children who benefit from touching and manipulating real objects. The celebration moment when a child finally makes their special purchase creates lasting memories and reinforces positive money habits. Taking photos, sharing the story with family members, and discussing how good the achievement feels helps cement the lessons learned during the saving process. These early saving experiences teach children that they can control their financial future through consistent action and patient planning. Part 4. Giving with a Grateful Heart. Building a spirit of generosity in children transforms money from just a tool for personal gain into a means of making the world better. Teaching kids to give with purpose and joy creates lifelong habits that bring meaning to their financial decisions. When children experience the satisfaction of helping others, they develop empathy, gratitude, and a healthy perspective on wealth. This foundation shapes not only how they handle money, but also how they view their role in their community and the world around them. 8-year-old Marcus had been saving his allowance for months to buy a new video game. The day before his planned purchase, he watched a news story about children who had lost their toys in a house fire. Without prompting from his parents, Marcus decided to donate half his savings to help those families. His mother was surprised but proud when Marcus explained that the video game could wait, but those children needed help right away. This moment marked the beginning of Marcus developing a generous heart that would guide his financial decisions for years to come. Children naturally want to help when they see others in need, but they often lack the tools or understanding to act on these impulses. The sharing jar from the 3-jar system provides a concrete way for kids to set aside money specifically for giving. Unlike saving for personal goals, the sharing jar teaches children that some money should always be designated for others. This physical separation makes generosity a regular part of their money routine rather than an afterthought. The key to successful giving education lies in making it personal and meaningful. Rather than simply dropping coins into a charity box, children benefit from choosing specific causes that resonate with them. A child who loves animals might support the local animal shelter. One who enjoys reading could donate books to the library. This connection between personal interests and charitable giving helps children understand that generosity can reflect their values and passions. What causes or problems in your community spark your child's concern and interest? The Rodriguez family discovered this principle when their daughter Sophia expressed worry about homeless people she saw downtown. Instead of just talking about the issue, they researched local homeless shelters and learned what items were most needed. Sophia used her sharing money to buy socks and toothbrushes, items the shelter specifically requested. When they delivered the donations together, Sophia met the shelter director and learned how her contribution would help specific individuals. This experience taught her that even small amounts of money could make a real difference in people's lives. Giving becomes more powerful when it extends beyond money to include time and effort. Children who participate in food drives, volunteer at community events, or help elderly neighbors develop a broader understanding of generosity. These experiences show that sharing resources takes many forms and that money is just one way to help others. A 10-year-old who spends Saturday morning reading to residents at a nursing home learns that his time and attention are valuable gifts too. The timing of giving lessons matters significantly. Teaching generosity when children receive windfalls like birthday money or holiday gifts creates natural opportunities for sharing. When 12-year-old Emma received $50 for her birthday, her parents suggested she consider the three-jar approach with this unexpected money. Emma decided to put $20 toward a new bicycle she was saving for, spend $15 on art supplies she wanted, and donate $15 to a disaster relief fund she had heard about at school. This division helped her see that generosity could coexist with personal financial goals. Creating family giving traditions builds anticipation and excitement around charitable activities. Some families designate December as their giving month, researching different charities and making donations together. Others adopt a family in need during holidays or choose a different cause to support each quarter. These traditions demonstrate that giving is not just an individual choice, but a family value that everyone shares. How might your family create meaningful traditions around giving that reflect your values and engage your children? Real-world impact stories help children understand the difference their contributions make. When the Thompson family sponsored a child through an international aid organization, they received regular updates about how their monthly donations provided education, food, and health care. Their 9-year-old son Jake kept the photos and letters in a special box and looked forward to each update. This ongoing connection helped Jake understand that his small monthly contribution from his sharing jar was part of something much larger and more important. Children often worry that their small contributions do not matter in the face of big problems. Parents can address this concern by explaining how collective giving works. When the local school needed new playground equipment, 10-year-old David felt discouraged that his $5 donation seemed insignificant compared to the thousands needed. His father explained how hundreds of small donations like David's would combine to reach the goal. They tracked the fundraising progress together, and David felt proud when the school announced that community donations had successfully funded the new equipment. Teaching gratitude alongside giving helps children appreciate their own circumstances while developing empathy for others. Gratitude practices can be simple, such as family discussions about good things that happened each day, or keeping a journal of positive experiences. When children regularly acknowledge their blessings, they naturally develop a desire to share with those who have less. This grateful perspective makes giving feel less like a sacrifice and more like a privilege. The digital age presents new opportunities for teaching children about giving. Online platforms allow kids to research charities, track their impact, and even start their own fundraising campaigns for causes they care about. However, parents should balance digital giving with hands-on experiences that provide tangible connections to the people being helped. The combination of technology and personal interaction creates a more complete understanding of generosity and its effects. Building generous habits requires consistency rather than perfection. Children will sometimes want to skip putting money in their sharing jar, especially when they have their eye on something special for themselves. Parents can gently remind them of their commitment to helping others, while acknowledging that generous choices can sometimes feel difficult. These moments provide opportunities to discuss the difference between immediate wants and lasting values. The goal of teaching generosity is not to create children who give away everything they have, but to raise young people who understand that true wealth includes the ability to help others. Children who learn to give with grateful hearts develop financial wisdom that extends far beyond managing their own money. They become adults who find joy in making a positive difference in their communities and who understand that the best use of money often involves lifting others up alongside themselves. Chapter 3, Growing Money Smarts Part 1, Chores and Choices. Teaching children about money through household chores creates a powerful foundation for lifelong financial responsibility. This approach transforms everyday tasks into valuable learning experiences where kids develop work ethic, money management skills, and decision-making abilities. By connecting effort to earnings, children learn that money comes from work, not from wishes or demands. Parents can use chore systems to create safe practice grounds where kids make real choices about spending, saving, and earning without facing serious consequences for mistakes. Consider the Johnson family's transformation. Their 3 children constantly asked for money to buy toys and treats, creating daily arguments about spending. The parents decided to implement a chore-based allowance system where each child could earn money through specific household tasks. Within 2 months, the constant requests stopped. The children began weighing their purchases carefully because they understood the work required to earn that money. Designing an effective chore system requires clarity about expectations and fairness in compensation. Age-appropriate tasks ensure children feel capable while contributing meaningfully to household operations. Young children might sort socks or feed pets, while teenagers can handle yard work or meal preparation. The key lies in matching tasks to abilities, rather than creating frustration through impossible assignments. 2 main approaches work well for connecting chores to money. The first involves paying for specific tasks beyond basic family responsibilities. Children earn money for washing cars, organizing closets, or completing seasonal yard work. This method teaches that extra effort creates extra income. The second approach ties allowance to completion of regular household duties, teaching that everyone contributes to family functioning. Tracking systems help children visualize their progress and earnings. Simple charts work for younger kids, while older children might use apps or spreadsheets. The visual component reinforces the connection between completed work and accumulated money. Some families use jar systems where children physically move coins from a work-completed jar to their personal savings container. What aspects of household work could your children handle that would genuinely help your family while teaching valuable skills? Payment timing affects learning outcomes significantly. Weekly payments work better than monthly schedules because children can connect their recent efforts to received money more easily. Immediate feedback strengthens the work-reward relationship that builds strong financial habits. The Rodriguez family discovered this principle when they switched from monthly to weekly payments. Their 8-year-old son began completing tasks more consistently because he could anticipate his Friday payday. The shorter time frame helped him understand that consistent work creates reliable income. Creating opportunities for children to make choices amplifies learning potential. When kids earn money through chores, they face real decisions about how to use those earnings. Parents can guide these choices without controlling them completely. A child might choose to spend their entire week's earnings on candy, leading to natural consequences when they cannot afford a desired toy later. Negotiation opportunities teach valuable communication and business skills. Children might propose additional tasks for extra money or suggest more efficient ways to complete existing chores. These conversations mirror real workplace dynamics where employees discuss responsibilities and compensation with supervisors. 10-year-old Sarah approached her parents with a proposal to wash the family's cars every weekend for $5 per car. She researched local car wash prices and presented her case professionally. Her parents agreed to a trial period, teaching Sarah about business proposals, market research, and performance-based agreements. Children respond to various motivational approaches. Some thrive with competition, earning bonus payments for completing tasks faster than siblings. Others prefer collaborative systems where family goals require everyone's contribution. Understanding individual personalities helps parents design systems that engage each child effectively. How might your family's unique dynamics influence the type of chore system that would work best for teaching money lessons? Seasonal adjustments keep systems fresh and relevant. Summer might bring different outdoor tasks, while winter focuses on indoor organization. This variety prevents boredom while exposing children to diverse types of work experiences. The Sullivan family rotates chore responsibilities quarterly, ensuring each child learns various skills throughout the year. This approach prevents children from becoming overly specialized while maintaining system engagement through novelty. Quality standards matter as much as completion rates. Children learn that earning money requires meeting expectations, not just showing up. Parents can establish clear criteria for acceptable work, teaching attention to detail and pride in accomplishment. Consequences for incomplete or poorly done work mirror real-world employment situations. Reduced pay for substandard work teaches accountability without harsh punishment. Children learn that their effort directly affects their income, building internal motivation for excellence. Natural learning moments emerge when children make poor spending choices after earning money through chores. Rather than rescuing them from disappointment, parents can use these experiences as teaching opportunities about planning, priorities, and consequences. When 9-year-old Marcus spent his entire month's chore earnings on a toy that broke within days, his parents resisted the urge to replace it or advance next month's allowance. Instead, they helped him process the disappointment and plan better purchases for the future. This experience taught more about money management than any lecture could have accomplished. The chore money connection prepares children for adult financial responsibilities by establishing fundamental principles early. Children who learn these lessons at home enter adulthood with established habits around work ethic, money management, and decision-making skills that serve them throughout their lives. Part 2. Setting goals, big and small. Goal setting transforms vague wishes into achievable realities for children learning about money. This essential skill teaches kids to identify what they truly want, create actionable plans, and develop the persistence needed to reach their objectives. Through proper goal setting, children learn to balance immediate desires with future rewards while building confidence through small victories. Parents who guide their children through this process create opportunities for meaningful conversations about priorities, planning, and the satisfaction that comes from earning something special through focused effort and patience. The foundation of effective goal setting starts with helping children distinguish between wants and genuine goals. 8-year-old Sarah wanted lots of toys until her mother helped her identify that what she really desired was a specific dollhouse she had admired at a friend's house. This shift from general wanting to specific targeting made all the difference. The dollhouse cost $40, which seemed impossible on her $5 weekly allowance until they broke it into manageable pieces. Creating a visual plan transforms abstract numbers into concrete steps children can understand and follow. Sarah and her mother drew a simple chart with 8 boxes, each representing 1 week and $5 saved. Every Saturday, Sarah colored in another box after adding her allowance to her special dollhouse jar. This visual progress tracker made the abstract concept of saving tangible and exciting rather than overwhelming. The power of small goals cannot be overstated when building financial confidence in children. Before tackling the $40 dollhouse, Sarah practiced with smaller targets. She saved $15 for a book series she wanted, then $25 for a special art set. Each success built her confidence and refined her saving skills. What strategies could you use to help your child experience early wins that build momentum toward bigger goals? Age-appropriate goal setting requires different approaches for different developmental stages. Preschoolers respond well to goals measured in days or weeks, like saving $5 for a small toy. Elementary school children can handle month-long goals, while teenagers can work toward objectives spanning several months or even a year. 10-year-old Jake successfully saved for 6 months to buy a bicycle, but his 4-year-old sister needed weekly mini goals to maintain interest and motivation. The importance of both financial and non-financial goals helps children develop well-rounded planning skills. While Jake saved money for his bicycle, he also set a goal to learn proper bike maintenance by watching online tutorials and practicing with his dad's tools. This combination taught him that achieving dreams often requires both financial resources and skill development. The bike became more meaningful because he had invested time, money, and effort into making it happen. HTML My Savings Goal. Goal: new skateboard 60, weekly allowance 8 weeks needed. 8. Breaking large dreams into smaller steps prevents children from becoming discouraged by seemingly impossible targets. 12-year-old Maria dreamed of buying a laptop for her artwork, but the $500 price tag felt insurmountable. Her parents helped her create a stepped approach. First, save $100 to prove her commitment. Then reassess her timeline and potentially explore additional earning opportunities through extra chores or small jobs for neighbors. Celebrating progress along the way maintains motivation during longer goal-setting journeys. Maria's family celebrated each $100 milestone with a special dinner where she could share her progress and renewed commitment. These celebrations reinforced that the process itself was valuable, not just the end result. The laptop became secondary to the pride she felt in her growing discipline and financial capability. How might you celebrate your child's progress in ways that reinforce their growing financial confidence? The key lies in recognizing effort and persistence rather than just the final achievement. Children who learn to set and achieve financial goals develop skills that extend far beyond money management into every area of their future lives. Part 3. The power of patience. Understanding patience changes everything about how children relate to money and life decisions. When kids master the art of waiting for what they want, they develop one of the most powerful tools for financial success. This skill protects them from impulse purchases, helps them save for meaningful goals, and builds character that serves them throughout their lives. Modern society constantly pushes instant gratification, making patience a rare but incredibly valuable trait. Parents who teach their children to wait strategically give them an advantage that compounds over time, creating better financial outcomes and stronger decision-making abilities that extend far beyond money matters. Consider 8-year-old Marcus, who desperately wanted a new video game console. His parents could have easily bought it for him, but instead they offered him a choice. He could have a smaller toy right away, or he could wait 3 months and earn enough money for the console he really wanted. Marcus chose to wait. During those 3 months, something interesting happened. He discovered he enjoyed earning money through extra chores. He felt proud watching his savings grow. When he finally bought the console, his appreciation was deeper than any instant purchase could have provided. The science behind patience reveals why this approach works so well. Children who learn delayed gratification perform better academically, have stronger relationships, and make smarter financial decisions as adults. Their brains literally develop better self-control pathways when they practice waiting for rewards. This happens because patience requires them to think beyond the immediate moment and consider future consequences. What happens when your child begs for something they see in a store? This common scenario provides perfect teaching opportunities. Instead of automatically saying no or giving in, parents can transform these moments into patience practice sessions. Try the 24-hour rule first. Tell your child you will consider their request, but the decision comes tomorrow. Often they forget about the item completely, showing how many desires are temporary impulses rather than genuine needs. Sarah discovered this technique worked beautifully with her 6-year-old daughter Emma. When Emma wanted expensive art supplies at the craft store, Sarah said they would think about it overnight. The next morning, Emma was more interested in playing outside than discussing art supplies. This pattern repeated several times until Emma began naturally asking herself whether she really needed items before requesting them. For bigger purchases, create waiting periods that match the item's value. A $5 toy might require 1 week of thinking. A $50 item needs a month. This teaches children that larger financial decisions deserve more consideration time. During the waiting period, encourage them to research alternatives, compare prices, or find ways to earn part of the money themselves. How might your family implement a waiting system that feels supportive rather than punitive? The key lies in framing patience as a superpower rather than a restriction. Tell stories about successful people who waited for better opportunities. Share examples from your own life where patience led to better outcomes than rushing would have provided. 9-year-old David wanted expensive basketball shoes like his friends wore. His father, Tom, shared how he once saved for months to buy a bike instead of settling for a cheaper model. That bike lasted through high school, while his friends replaced their cheaper bikes multiple times. Tom helped David calculate the true cost of quality versus quick purchases. David decided to wait and save for shoes that would last longer and perform better. Parents must model patience themselves for this teaching to work effectively. Children notice when adults make impulsive purchases or complain about waiting in lines. They observe whether parents stick to shopping lists or grab extra items spontaneously. Your behavior teaches more powerfully than your words ever could. Practice patience in everyday situations beyond money. Wait in line without complaining. Delay starting favorite TV shows until everyone can watch together. Choose the longer scenic route occasionally instead of always rushing. These small acts build patience muscles that strengthen financial decision-making abilities. The marshmallow test, famous in child development research, shows how patience translates into success. Children who could wait for a second marshmallow instead of eating one immediately performed better in school and life years later. You can create similar experiences at home. Offer your child 1 cookie now or 3 cookies after dinner. Let them choose, then honor their decision completely. When children struggle with waiting, acknowledge their feelings while maintaining boundaries. Say something like, "I understand you really want this toy. Waiting feels hard. Let's think of something fun to do while we wait." This validates their emotions while reinforcing the lesson that some things are worth waiting for. Consider creating a family patience jar where everyone contributes examples of times they waited successfully and what good things resulted. Reading these stories together reinforces how patience creates positive outcomes. Children love hearing about their own past successes with waiting, which motivates them to continue practicing this skill. Does your child understand the connection between patience and their financial goals? Help them see how every moment they resist impulse purchases brings them closer to their bigger dreams. Create visual reminders of their goals and the progress they are making through patient choices. This transforms waiting from something they endure into something they actively choose because they see its value. HTML real-world application. 10-year-old Lisa wanted an expensive dollhouse, but also frequently asked for small toys during shopping trips. Her mother created a patience tracker, where Lisa earned points for every impulse purchase she resisted. Points accumulated toward her dollhouse fund. Within 2 months, Lisa naturally began evaluating whether small purchases were worth delaying her bigger goal. She developed this habit so thoroughly that she continued using similar self-evaluation techniques throughout her teenage years. The most successful approach combines understanding, consistency, and celebration. When your child demonstrates patience, recognize their effort specifically. Instead of general praise, say something like, "You chose to wait for something better instead of grabbing the first thing you saw." That shows real wisdom. This reinforces the thinking process behind patient choices. Remember that patience is a skill that develops gradually. Young children might manage waiting for a few hours, while older children can handle weeks or months. Adjust your expectations to match their developmental stage while consistently encouraging growth. The goal is building a lifelong habit of thoughtful decision-making that will serve them well in every area of their future lives. Part 4. When things go wrong. Bouncing back. Financial setbacks happen to everyone, and how we handle these moments shapes our children's relationship with money forever. When kids see adults panic, blame others, or give up after financial disappointments, they learn that money problems are catastrophic and unsolvable. However, when families approach setbacks with calm problem-solving and optimism, children develop the mental tools to handle their own future challenges. This section provides practical strategies for turning financial disappointments into powerful learning opportunities that build resilience and problem-solving skills in children. Money setbacks come in many forms for families. Sometimes it's a child's bike getting stolen after they saved for months to buy it. Other times, it's parents explaining why the family vacation got canceled due to unexpected car repairs. The key lies not in avoiding these situations, but in handling them with intention and wisdom. Consider the Martinez family, who faced a common scenario. Their 10-year-old daughter Sophia had been saving for 6 months to buy a new tablet. She had $180 saved when their washing machine broke down, requiring a $400 repair. The parents needed to borrow some of Sophia's savings to cover the gap until the next paycheck. Instead of hiding this from Sophia or making her feel guilty, they sat down together. "Sophia, we need to talk about something important," her mother began. "Our washing machine broke, and we don't have enough money right now to fix it. We'd like to borrow $50 from your tablet savings and pay you back in 2 weeks with our next paycheck. What do you think about this plan?" This approach accomplished several things. It treated Sophia as a capable family member, introduced her to the concept of emergency borrowing, and showed her that financial challenges require creative solutions rather than panic. The conversation that followed proved equally valuable. Sophia felt disappointed, but also proud that her parents trusted her enough to help solve a family problem. They created a written agreement about the repayment, teaching her about formal financial arrangements. 2 weeks later, when her parents repaid the money as promised, Sophia learned that good people honor their commitments even when it's difficult. How do you currently respond when financial plans don't work out as expected in your household? Children watch these reactions closely and often mirror them in their own future challenges. Sharing appropriate stories about your own financial mistakes creates powerful teaching moments. Parents often worry about appearing imperfect, but children benefit enormously from seeing adults navigate real problems successfully. Take the example of Mark, who shared with his teenage son how he once bought an expensive guitar on credit without really knowing how to play. "I thought owning a nice guitar would make me musical," he explained. "I ended up paying $200 in interest charges for something that sat in the closet for 3 years. I finally sold it for half what I paid, but I learned never to buy things hoping they'll change who I am." This story taught his son several lessons without lecturing. Credit purchases require careful thought. Expensive items don't automatically create skills or happiness. Mistakes happen to everyone, but smart people learn from them and move forward. The key to sharing these stories lies in the framing. Focus on what you learned, rather than dwelling on regret. Explain the specific actions you took to bounce back. Children need to see the complete picture: the mistake, the consequences, the recovery plan, and the positive outcome. Problem-solving together strengthens family bonds while building financial confidence. When money challenges arise, include age-appropriate children in finding solutions. This doesn't mean burdening them with adult worries, but rather showing them how families work together during tough times. The Thompson family faced this situation when their son's birthday party budget got reduced due to an unexpected medical bill. Instead of simply announcing a smaller party, they held a family meeting. "We have $100 for the party instead of $200, the parents explained. "Let's figure out how to still make this the best birthday ever." The brainstorming session that followed generated creative ideas. They could invite fewer friends but do more activities. They could make decorations instead of buying them. The birthday boy suggested a pizza-making party where everyone creates their own pizza instead of expensive catering. The final party cost $85 and received rave reviews from attendees. More importantly, their son learned that financial constraints can spark creativity rather than ruin plans. He also experienced the satisfaction of contributing to solutions rather than simply accepting disappointments. What challenges has your family faced recently that could become learning opportunities if approached differently? Teaching children to reframe setbacks as learning experiences requires consistent modeling and gentle guidance. When a child's lemonade stand fails because of rain, help them analyze what happened and plan improvements. When their first job ends unexpectedly, guide them through evaluating what went well and what they might do differently next time. The language parents use during these moments matters enormously. Instead of saying, "That was a disaster," try, "That didn't work out as planned. What can we learn from this?" Replace, "We can't afford that anymore," with, "We need to adjust our plans because our situation changed." These subtle shifts teach children that setbacks are temporary conditions requiring adjustment, not permanent failures. Creating family traditions around bouncing back can normalize resilience. Some families have problem-solving pizza nights, when facing challenges. Others keep a family journal where they record how they overcame different obstacles. These practices help children see that every family faces difficulties, and successful families develop systems for handling them together. Remember that building financial resilience in children happens through repeated exposure to manageable challenges, not through sheltering them from all difficulties. The goal is raising adults who approach money problems with confidence, creativity, and calm determination rather than fear and panic. Chapter 4. Money in the Real World. Part 1. The Store Adventure. Shopping presents countless opportunities to teach children about money in ways that textbooks never could. Every trip to the store becomes a classroom where kids see how money works in practice. From comparing prices on cereal boxes to deciding between name brands and store alternatives, these real-world moments create lasting financial understanding. Parents who approach shopping as teaching adventures help their children develop critical thinking skills about spending while building confidence in handling money decisions. Consider Maria, a mother of two, who noticed her 8-year-old daughter Emma always wanted everything she saw in stores. Instead of endless battles, Maria began involving Emma in the shopping process. Before each trip, they would sit together and create a shopping list based on their family budget. Emma learned to categorize items into needs and wants, understanding that groceries came first while toys required careful consideration. The preparation phase proves essential for successful store adventures. Smart families start at home with a clear plan. They review their budget together, discussing how much money they can spend on different categories. Children learn to write shopping lists, understanding that planning prevents overspending. This approach transforms random purchases into thoughtful decisions. When families enter stores, the real education begins. Children observe how parents compare unit prices, check for sales, and evaluate quality versus cost. A simple choice between 2 brands of pasta sauce becomes a lesson in value assessment. Parents can ask their children to find the better deal, encouraging them to read labels and calculate savings. Cash provides the most tangible learning experience for younger children. When 6-year-old Marcus holds $20 for groceries, he physically feels the weight of responsibility. As he counts out bills for each purchase, he experiences the reality of finite resources. Digital payments, while convenient, lack this concrete connection between spending and money leaving their possession. How do you currently involve your children in your family's purchasing decisions? The level of involvement should match their age and maturity. Preschoolers can help identify items on the shopping list and understand basic counting. Elementary-age children can compare prices and calculate simple savings. Teenagers can manage portions of the family budget and make independent choices within set limits. The cereal aisle presents perfect teaching moments about advertising and marketing. Children see colorful boxes with cartoon characters and learn to look beyond the packaging to compare nutritional value and price per ounce. Parents can explain how companies design products to appeal to kids, helping children develop resistance to marketing manipulation. Impulse purchases challenge every family's budget discipline. Smart parents establish clear rules before entering stores. They might agree on one small treat per shopping trip or set a specific dollar limit for unexpected purchases. When children want items not on the list, parents can suggest adding them to a wish list for future consideration rather than immediately saying no. Sarah, a financial educator and mother, created the want jar system with her 10-year-old son. When he sees something appealing in stores, he writes it down and puts the note in their jar at home. After a week, they review these items together. Often, his initial excitement has faded, teaching him the value of delayed gratification without creating conflict in the store. Peer pressure becomes more intense as children grow older. When friends have expensive brands or latest gadgets, kids naturally want similar items. Parents can use these situations to discuss family values and financial priorities. They might explain that different families make different choices based on their circumstances and goals. The grocery store offers numerous mathematical learning opportunities. Children can estimate total costs, calculate change, and understand percentages through sale prices. When parents say, "We're saving 15% on this item," children begin to grasp the concept of discounts and smart shopping strategies. Technology integration enhances store adventures without replacing hands-on learning. Families can use calculator apps to check their math, compare prices online while shopping, or photograph items to research later. However, the focus remains on developing critical thinking skills rather than relying solely on digital tools. Store visits also teach children about different payment methods and their implications. Credit cards might seem like magic money to young children, so parents need to explain that cards represent real money that must be repaid. Debit cards offer a middle ground, helping children understand that digital payments still draw from actual bank account balances. What would happen if you gave your child complete control over a small portion of your shopping budget? This experiment helps children experience the full weight of financial decisions. They quickly learn that money spent on candy means less available for other desired items, creating natural consequences for their choices. Regular store adventures build children's confidence in handling money situations. They learn to ask questions about prices, understand sales terms, and navigate payment processes. These skills transfer to other areas of their lives, from school fundraisers to future part-time jobs. The key lies in consistency and patience. Every shopping trip offers new learning opportunities, but children need time to absorb and practice these concepts. Parents who view temporary inconvenience as long-term investment in their children's financial education create strong foundations for lifelong money management skills. Part 2. The bank visit. Making money real extends beyond the store aisles into the formal world of banking, where children can witness firsthand how money grows and stays safe. Banks represent the next step in financial education, transforming abstract concepts into tangible experiences that children can touch, see, and understand. This journey into banking helps families bridge the gap between pocket money and proper financial management, showing kids that money has a proper home beyond piggy banks and wallets. Through guided exploration of banking services, children learn fundamental concepts that will serve them throughout their lives, from their first savings account to future investments and major purchases. Walking into a bank with your child creates immediate curiosity. The impressive lobby, security measures, and professional atmosphere signal that money matters are serious business. Sarah, a mother of 3, discovered this when she took her 8-year-old daughter Emma to open her first savings account. Emma had been saving birthday money for months in a jar, but the physical act of handing those bills to a real banker made the experience memorable. The banker explained how the bank would keep Emma's money safe and even add extra money called interest, simply for letting them hold it. This concept of interest fascinates children when explained properly. Think of it like planting seeds in a garden. You plant your money in the bank account, and over time, it grows into more money without you doing additional work. A $10 deposit today might become $10.50 next year, just for being patient and leaving it alone. Banks offer several account types suitable for children. Savings accounts provide the foundation, teaching kids about deposits, withdrawals, and balance tracking. Many banks create special programs for young savers, complete with colorful statements and educational materials. Some institutions offer checking accounts for teenagers, introducing concepts like debit cards and transaction monitoring. The process of opening an account becomes a teaching moment. Children learn about identification requirements, why banks need personal information, and how account numbers work. They discover that banks follow strict rules to protect people's money, explaining the heavy doors, cameras, and security procedures that initially seemed intimidating. How often do you involve your children in your own banking activities? Regular bank visits help normalize financial institutions and remove the mystery surrounding money management. Consider the transformation in 10-year-old Marcus, who initially feared banks after watching too many movies. His father started by explaining that banks are like giant piggy banks with extra protection and benefits. They visited during quiet hours, met friendly tellers, and watched other families conducting normal transactions. Marcus learned that banks serve entire communities, helping people buy homes, start businesses, and save for important goals. Digital banking tools extend these lessons beyond physical visits. Online banking platforms designed for children feature colorful interfaces and educational games that teach financial concepts. Parents can monitor accounts while giving children appropriate access to check their balances and track their saving progress. Mobile apps make banking engaging through features like goal setting, spending categorization, and achievement badges. However, physical visits remain important for concrete learning. Children benefit from seeing their money counted, receiving deposit slips, and interacting with bank employees. These experiences create lasting memories and positive associations with financial institutions. Banks also teach children about financial safety. They learn why people use banks instead of hiding money at home, understanding concepts like FDIC insurance and theft protection. Children discover that banks employ trained professionals who know how to handle money properly and keep detailed records of every transaction. The relationship between banks and customers mirrors many adult relationships children will encounter later. Banks provide services in exchange for the opportunity to use deposited money for lending to other customers. This basic concept of mutual benefit helps children understand how financial systems work and why trustworthy institutions matter. Parents should prepare children for bank visits by explaining basic procedures and expectations. Role-playing at home helps nervous children practice speaking with bank employees and asking appropriate questions. This preparation transforms potentially overwhelming experiences into comfortable learning opportunities. Regular banking activities create natural opportunities to discuss larger financial concepts. Monthly statement reviews become lessons in tracking money movement, understanding fees, and celebrating saving achievements. Children learn to read financial documents and ask questions about charges or changes in their accounts. The banking experience connects directly to future financial independence, showing children that money management involves partnerships with professional institutions that support their goals rather than mysterious organizations that complicate their lives. Part 3. Digital dollars. Money in the age of apps. Today's children live in a world where money moves through phones, tablets, and invisible transactions. Understanding digital money becomes as important as counting physical coins. This section explores how modern families can teach financial wisdom in an app-driven economy where spending happens with simple taps and swipes. Parents discover practical strategies for maintaining money awareness when cash becomes increasingly rare. Children learn to make smart decisions even when money feels less real than ever before. The digital revolution has changed how families handle money daily. Sarah noticed her 8-year-old daughter watching her pay for groceries with a phone tap, asking innocently, "Mom, is that free?" This question reveals the challenge parents face today. When money becomes invisible, children struggle to connect spending actions with actual costs. Digital payments create what experts call the spending disconnect. Physical cash creates natural friction. Children feel coins leaving their hands and see wallets becoming lighter. Digital transactions remove this tactile experience, making overspending easier for adults and children alike. Credit card companies have long understood this psychological difference, knowing that people spend more when using cards versus cash. Consider the Thompson family's experience. They gave their teenage son Jake a prepaid debit card for school lunches and small purchases. Within 2 weeks, Jake had spent the entire monthly allowance on video game purchases and snacks. The ease of digital spending had eliminated his natural spending caution. However, when they switched to a budgeting app that showed real-time balance updates with visual spending categories, Jake began making more thoughtful decisions. How do you currently track your family's digital spending habits? Most families discover they have limited visibility into their electronic transactions until monthly statements arrive. Modern banking apps offer powerful teaching tools when used correctly. Features like spending notifications, category tracking, and goal setting transforms abstract money concepts into visual experiences. The Rodriguez family uses a shared banking app where their children can see family saving goals progress in real time. Each family member contributes to vacation funds, and children watch their contributions grow through colorful progress bars and milestone celebrations. Security education becomes crucial in digital money management. Children must understand password protection, account privacy, and recognizing suspicious requests. The Johnson family established digital money rules, including never sharing account information, always asking parents before making online purchases, and immediately reporting unexpected account activities. Age-appropriate app selection requires careful consideration. Elementary school children benefit from simple tracking apps that connect to parent accounts, showing spending in visual formats like pie charts or bar graphs. Middle school students can handle more complex apps with budgeting categories and goal-setting features. High school students ready for increased independence might use full-featured banking apps with spending alerts and investment tracking. The key to successful digital money education lies in maintaining tangible connections to spending decisions. The Chen family prints monthly spending reports and reviews them together, discussing patterns and celebrating smart choices. They use physical envelopes for digital budget categories, moving money between envelopes as they spend in different areas. What strategies could help your children stay mindful of digital spending in your household? Creating healthy boundaries prevents digital money from becoming an endless spending source. Successful families establish clear rules about when and how digital payments are acceptable. The Williams family allows their children to use digital payments for planned purchases, but requires cash for impulse items, maintaining the natural spending friction that cash provides. Regular family money meetings become even more important in digital environments. These sessions review digital transactions, discuss spending patterns, and adjust budgets as needed. Children learn to interpret digital statements and understand the real costs behind convenient payment methods. The future belongs to financially literate individuals who can thrive in increasingly digital economies while maintaining sound money management principles. Parents who teach these skills today prepare their children for lifelong financial success in an ever-evolving technological landscape. Part 4. Building Habits for Life. Building strong money habits in children requires the same dedication parents show when teaching their kids to brush their teeth or complete homework. Just as physical health depends on daily routines, financial wellness grows from consistent practices that eventually become automatic responses. This section reveals how parents can create lasting money habits through simple daily rituals, consistent reinforcement, and celebration of small wins. You will discover practical strategies for making financial literacy as natural as breathing, ensuring your children carry these essential skills throughout their lives, adapting to new challenges while maintaining solid foundations. Creating lasting money habits starts with understanding that children learn through repetition and routine. When a family establishes regular money conversations during dinner or before bedtime, financial discussions become as normal as talking about school or weekend plans. Sarah, a mother of 3, transformed her family's relationship with money by instituting Money Monday conversations. Every week, her children would share one financial decision they made, whether spending allowance money or choosing between 2 items at the store. The power of these weekly discussions became clear when her youngest son, age 7, started asking about the family's grocery budget during shopping trips. He had internalized the habit of thinking about money decisions before making them. This transformation didn't happen overnight. It took 6 months of consistent weekly conversations before the children began initiating money discussions on their own. Regular saving represents another fundamental habit that requires consistent practice. Children who save money weekly, even small amounts, develop neural pathways that make saving feel natural rather than forced. The key lies in making the process visible and rewarding. When 10-year-old Marcus started putting $5 from his allowance into a clear jar every Sunday, his parents celebrated each deposit with genuine enthusiasm. Have you considered how your current family routines already include opportunities for money conversations? Sometimes the best habits grow from existing patterns rather than creating entirely new ones. After 3 months, Marcus began calculating how long it would take to reach his goal of buying a bicycle. His parents noticed he started questioning unnecessary purchases, weighing each potential buy against his bigger objective. The weekly saving ritual had created a thinking pattern that extended far beyond the simple act of putting money aside. Tracking spending provides children with concrete feedback about their financial choices. Families who review spending weekly create accountability without punishment. During these sessions, children examine where their money went and whether those choices aligned with their values and goals. Emma's family uses a simple notebook where each child records every purchase, no matter how small. The weekly review sessions revealed surprising patterns. Emma's daughter discovered she spent more on snacks than she realized, while her son found he was naturally good at avoiding impulse purchases. These insights came from their own observations rather than parental lectures, making the lessons more powerful and memorable. The most successful families create rituals around these habits rather than treating them as chores. When reviewing spending becomes story time, with children sharing their purchasing adventures and decisions, the activity transforms from obligation to opportunity. Parents who approach these sessions with curiosity rather than judgment encourage honest sharing and deeper learning. Celebrating progress, even small steps, reinforces positive behaviors and builds momentum. When a child successfully saves for 3 consecutive weeks, that achievement deserves recognition. Celebration doesn't require expensive rewards. Verbal acknowledgement, special privileges, or family activities work equally well. The goal is helping children associate good money habits with positive feelings. What small money victory could you celebrate with your child this week? Recognition of effort often matters more than the size of the accomplishment. Modeling good habits remains the most powerful teaching tool parents possess. Children who observe parents checking account balances, discussing purchases thoughtfully, and celebrating financial goals naturally adopt similar behaviors. When parents vocalize their thinking process during money decisions, children learn the internal dialogue that supports good choices. Parents must also adapt their approaches as children mature. Habits that work for a 6-year-old require modification for a 12-year-old. The weekly allowance discussion might evolve into monthly budget planning, while simple saving goals grow into more complex financial objectives. Flexibility within consistency allows habits to grow with children, rather than becoming obsolete. Building lasting money habits requires patience, consistency, and genuine belief in their importance. Parents who commit to this process create children who enter adulthood with financial instincts that serve them well, regardless of economic conditions or technological changes they encounter. Chapter 5. Family Money Traditions, Part 1. Family Meetings, Talking Money Together. Money conversations often feel awkward or stressful for families, but they can transform into opportunities for connection and learning through regular family meetings. This approach turns financial discussions from something parents dread into shared experiences that build trust and teach valuable life skills. By creating structured yet comfortable spaces for these conversations, families discover that talking about money becomes natural, educational, and even enjoyable. The benefits extend far beyond financial literacy, strengthening family bonds and creating lasting traditions. The Johnson family learned this lesson after years of avoiding money talks entirely. When their teenage daughter asked why they couldn't afford a family vacation, parents Mark and Sarah realized they had never explained their financial priorities or goals. Their first family meeting felt uncomfortable, but within months, these discussions became the highlight of their week. Their children began asking thoughtful questions about budgeting and even suggested ways to save for that vacation they wanted. Regular money meetings work because they remove the mystery and fear surrounding family finances. Children often worry about money without understanding the full picture. When families meet consistently to discuss financial goals, challenges, and decisions, kids feel included rather than anxious. These conversations also provide natural teaching moments where abstract concepts become concrete through real family examples. The Martinez family discovered that their 8-year-old was losing sleep, worrying about whether they had enough money for groceries after overhearing a stressed conversation between his parents. Once they started weekly family meetings, he learned that budgeting for groceries was normal planning, not a crisis. His worry disappeared, replaced by curiosity about how budgets work. Starting these meetings requires minimal preparation, but maximum commitment to consistency. Choose a regular time when everyone can participate without distractions. Sunday afternoons or weekday evenings after dinner work well for most families. The location matters less than creating an atmosphere where everyone feels comfortable speaking and asking questions. Have you considered how your current approach to money discussions might be affecting your children's relationship with finances? Creating an agenda helps maintain focus while allowing flexibility for questions and concerns. Begin with updates on family financial goals, such as progress toward vacation savings or college funds. Discuss upcoming expenses that affect everyone, like back-to-school shopping or holiday gift budgets. Include age-appropriate lessons, such as explaining how compound interest works or why emergency funds matter. The Peterson family starts each meeting by celebrating progress toward their goals. Last month, they celebrated reaching halfway to their goal of buying a family camping trailer. Each child contributed ideas for earning extra money, from a neighborhood car wash to selling homemade cookies. This collaborative approach teaches children that financial goals require teamwork and creativity. Different ages require different approaches within the same meeting. Younger children benefit from visual aids like charts showing savings progress or simple explanations of needs versus wants. Teenagers can handle more complex topics like investment basics or the true cost of college. The key is ensuring everyone understands their role in family financial success while learning concepts appropriate to their development level. Consider the Williams family, where 6-year-old Emma contributes by turning off lights to save electricity, while 14-year-old Jake researches phone plans to reduce monthly bills. Their parents involve both children in decisions, but adjust the complexity of their roles. Emma feels important helping the family save money, while Jake learns valuable research and comparison skills. Questions naturally arise during these meetings, and parents should welcome them rather than feeling pressured to have all the answers. Admitting uncertainty and researching answers together teaches children that financial learning continues throughout life. This approach also demonstrates that making informed decisions requires gathering information and considering options carefully. When 10-year-old Michael asked his parents why credit cards were bad, they realized they had been too simplistic in their explanation. Together, they researched how credit cards work, learning about interest rates, minimum payments, and responsible usage. This investigation taught Michael critical thinking skills while helping his parents refine their own understanding. Making these meetings positive experiences requires balancing serious financial education with age-appropriate engagement. Use games, stories, and hands-on activities to illustrate concepts. Allow children to share their own financial goals and dreams, even if they seem unrealistic. These conversations reveal their values and interests while providing opportunities to discuss planning and prioritization. The Chen family discovered that their meetings became more engaging when they included role-playing activities. Children took turns being budget managers for pretend scenarios, making decisions about allocating imaginary money for different needs and wants. These exercises developed decision-making skills while making abstract concepts tangible and memorable. Family money meetings also provide opportunities to address financial mistakes constructively. When parents model transparency about their own learning experiences, children understand that financial literacy develops over time. Discussing how the family will handle unexpected expenses or adapt when plans change teaches resilience and flexibility. Regular money conversations create lasting impacts that extend well beyond childhood. Families who establish these traditions often find that grown children continue seeking financial advice and maintaining open communication about money matters. These early experiences build confidence and competence that serve children throughout their lives, creating a foundation for financial success and healthy money relationships. Part 2. Celebrating wins and learning from losses. Financial journeys create natural moments for both celebration and learning. Yet many families struggle to handle these experiences effectively. Success and setbacks offer equally valuable teaching opportunities that shape children's relationship with money for decades to come. When families learn to celebrate wins meaningfully and transform losses into growth experiences, they build resilience and confidence that extends far beyond financial matters. This approach creates lasting traditions that help children develop a healthy perspective on both achievement and failure, preparing them for real-world financial challenges while strengthening family bonds through shared experiences. Sarah's family experienced this firsthand when their 8-year-old daughter Emma finally saved enough allowance money to buy the art supplies she wanted. Instead of simply handing over the cash, they organized a small celebration dinner where Emma shared her saving strategy and what she learned during the 3-month process. The family took photos of Emma with her new supplies and added them to their Money Wins scrapbook. This celebration reinforced the value of patience and planning while making the achievement feel significant. Successful families understand that how they respond to financial wins shapes their children's future relationship with money. When children reach savings goals, make smart spending choices, or demonstrate generosity, these moments deserve recognition. However, celebration should focus on the process rather than just the outcome. Praising effort, strategy, and persistence teaches children that financial success comes from good habits and thoughtful decisions. Consider how different families mark financial milestones. The Johnson family rings a special bell whenever someone reaches a savings goal, no matter how small. The Martinez family takes photos of their children making charitable donations, creating a visual record of generosity. The Chen family writes achievement letters to their future selves, describing what they learned and how they felt about reaching their goals. How does your family currently acknowledge financial achievements, and what message does this send to your children? Learning from financial setbacks requires equal attention and different skills. When 10-year-old Marcus spent his entire birthday money on a toy that broke within days, his parents felt tempted to lecture him about poor choices. Instead, they sat down together and asked open-ended questions about what happened. Marcus realized he had rushed his decision and hadn't researched the product. This conversation led to creating a family waiting rule for purchases over $20. Financial losses provide powerful teaching moments when handled constructively. Parents should resist the urge to rescue children from every financial mistake or deliver harsh criticism. Instead, focus on helping children analyze what happened, identify lessons learned, and develop strategies for future decisions. This approach builds problem-solving skills and emotional resilience. The Rodriguez family faced a significant setback when their planned vacation had to be canceled due to unexpected car repairs. Rather than dwelling on disappointment, they held a family meeting to discuss how they would adapt. The children suggested creative alternatives like camping in their backyard and exploring local attractions. This experience taught valuable lessons about flexibility and finding joy despite changed circumstances. Effective reflection practices help families extract maximum learning from both positive and negative financial experiences. Weekly or monthly reflection sessions create opportunities to discuss what worked well and what could improve. These conversations should feel supportive rather than judgmental, encouraging honest sharing about mistakes and successes. Creating physical reminders of financial lessons strengthens learning and builds family traditions. Some families keep a lessons learned journal where they record insights from financial experiences. Others create visual displays showing progress toward goals or photos of meaningful purchases. These tangible reminders reinforce important concepts and create positive associations with financial planning. What financial lesson from your own childhood still influences your decisions today, and how can you help your children develop similar wisdom? Building resilience requires helping children understand that financial setbacks are normal parts of life rather than personal failures. When children see their parents handling financial challenges with grace and problem-solving skills, they develop confidence in their own ability to overcome difficulties. This perspective proves invaluable as they face increasingly complex financial decisions throughout their lives. The celebration and learning process should evolve as children mature. Younger children might enjoy simple acknowledgments like stickers or special treats, while teenagers appreciate more sophisticated recognition of their financial growth. Adapting these practices maintains their effectiveness and keeps family money traditions relevant and engaging as children develop greater financial understanding and responsibility. Part 3. Passing down values. Money conversations become powerful when they carry the weight of family values, transforming simple financial lessons into meaningful exchanges that shape character and worldview. When parents intentionally weave their deepest beliefs about work, generosity, and gratitude into money discussions, children don't just learn about dollars and cents, they absorb the principles that will guide their life decisions. This approach creates lasting impact because values-based learning connects to emotions and identity, making financial wisdom stick far better than abstract rules ever could. Consider the Martinez family, who transformed their approach to money conversations after realizing their children viewed financial success as purely about accumulation. During a casual dinner discussion about their upcoming vacation budget, 8-year-old Sophia asked why they couldn't just buy everything they wanted if Dad had a good job. This question sparked a deeper conversation about the family's immigration story, where Grandpa Martinez worked 2 jobs to provide opportunities his children never had in their home country. The power of storytelling in financial education cannot be overstated. When children hear how their grandmother saved coins in a coffee can to buy her first sewing machine, or how their father chose to work summers instead of attending camps to help pay for college, money lessons become personal narratives rather than abstract concepts. These stories provide context for current family decisions and help children understand that financial choices reflect deeper values about responsibility, sacrifice, and purpose. How might your own family stories change the way your children think about money and work? The most effective families create regular opportunities to share these narratives, whether through designated family story times or spontaneous moments when financial topics arise naturally. The Johnson family established a tradition called Gratitude Fridays, where each family member shares something they appreciate about their financial blessings during dinner. This simple practice shifted their children's focus from wanting more to recognizing abundance already present in their lives. When 12-year-old Marcus started complaining about not having the latest gaming system, these Friday conversations helped him recognize the value of family experiences, education opportunities, and basic security that many families lack. Creating rituals around generosity proves particularly effective in reinforcing family values. The Chen family designates December as their giving month, involving their children in researching local charities and deciding together how to allocate their annual donation budget. Their teenage daughter Emma now automatically considers charitable giving when making personal spending decisions. Having internalized generosity as a natural part of financial planning rather than an obligation. Involving extended family members adds depth and continuity to these value-based conversations. Grandparents often provide unique perspectives on financial hardship and resilience that parents may not have experienced firsthand. When Grandma Wilson shares stories about rationing during wartime or saving every penny for her children's education, her grandchildren gain appreciation for resources and understand that financial stability requires ongoing effort and wise choices. What family values do you most want your children to carry forward, and how might money conversations reinforce those principles? The key lies in consistency and authenticity. Children quickly detect when parents say one thing but model different behaviors. Regular family traditions around money create opportunities for these value-sharing moments to occur naturally. Some families hold quarterly money meetings, where they review family financial goals and discuss how their spending aligns with their values. Others create annual traditions around major purchases, involving children in research and decision-making, processes that demonstrate thoughtful consumption rather than impulse buying. The Thompson family created a values jar, where they collect coins throughout the week while discussing family principles like honesty, hard work, and kindness. At month's end, they donate the collected money to causes that reflect these values, reinforcing the connection between daily choices and larger beliefs. Their 7-year-old son now suggests adding coins when he helps neighbors or completes chores without being asked. Effective value transmission requires adapting conversations to children's developmental stages while maintaining consistent core messages. Younger children respond well to concrete examples and simple stories, while teenagers can engage with more complex discussions about economic systems, career choices, and social responsibility. The underlying values remain constant, but the depth and application evolve with maturity. Creating these meaningful money conversations requires intentionality but not perfection. Parents who acknowledge their own financial mistakes while explaining how family values guided their recovery often make stronger impressions than those who present idealized scenarios. Children learn more from authentic struggles and value-based solutions than from lectures about theoretical situations they cannot relate to their own experiences. Part 4. The journey continues. Next steps. Financial wisdom grows with your children, but only if you continue nurturing it through every stage of their development. As families establish strong money traditions and pass down core values, the journey toward financial literacy becomes a lifelong adventure that adapts to new challenges and opportunities. This section provides practical guidance for maintaining meaningful money conversations as children mature, offering strategies for parents to remain effective guides while continuing their own learning journey in an ever-changing financial landscape. The conversation that begins with a 5-year-old learning to count pennies must evolve dramatically by the time that same child prepares for college or their first apartment. Consider Sarah, a mother who started teaching her daughter Emma about money through piggy banks and allowance charts. When Emma turned 16 and got her first job at a local restaurant, Sarah realized their weekly money talks needed a complete overhaul. They shifted from discussing toy purchases to exploring topics like tax withholdings, saving for a car, and understanding the difference between gross and net pay. This evolution requires parents to stay several steps ahead of their children's developmental needs. A 7-year-old learning about wants versus needs will eventually become a 17-year-old weighing college costs against career prospects. The parent who successfully guides both conversations must continuously expand their own knowledge and teaching methods. How do you prepare yourself to answer increasingly complex financial questions as your children mature? The teenage years present unique opportunities and challenges for money education. This age group can grasp sophisticated concepts like compound interest, investment basics, and the true cost of debt. However, they also face intense peer pressure and newfound independence that can lead to poor financial decisions. Parents must balance guidance with freedom, allowing natural consequences while preventing catastrophic mistakes. Mark and his 16-year-old son Jake experienced this balance firsthand when Jake wanted to buy an expensive gaming system. Instead of simply saying no, Mark helped Jake create a detailed savings plan that included the purchase price, ongoing game costs, and the opportunity cost of spending that money versus investing it. Jake ultimately decided to buy a less expensive system and invest the difference, but the decision came through guided discovery rather than parental decree. First jobs represent critical teaching moments that extend far beyond earning paychecks. These experiences introduce young people to workplace dynamics, time management, and the reality of trading hours for dollars. Parents can maximize these learning opportunities by helping their teens analyze their earnings, set savings goals, and understand basic concepts like Social Security and income taxes. When 16-year-old Maria started working at a local bookstore, her parents helped her establish 3 simple rules: save 50% of earnings, spend 30% on wants, and give 20% to causes she cared about. They opened her first checking account together, taught her to balance it monthly, and celebrated when she reached her first $500 savings milestone. These early experiences with real money management created habits that served Maria well throughout college and beyond. The transition to independence requires parents to shift from active teachers to available consultants. Young adults making their own financial decisions need parents who can provide guidance when asked without taking over completely. This delicate balance helps young people develop confidence while maintaining access to wisdom and experience. What financial topics do you feel least prepared to discuss with your children as they grow older? Technology continues reshaping how families handle money conversations. Digital banking, investment apps, and online resources provide new tools for teaching financial concepts. However, these same technologies can create gaps between generations. Parents must stay current with financial technology while maintaining focus on timeless principles like living below your means and avoiding debt. The Johnson family discovered this challenge when their college-age daughter started using investment apps they had never heard of. Instead of dismissing these tools, they spent time learning about them together, evaluating their benefits and risks. This shared learning experience strengthened their relationship while ensuring their daughter made informed decisions about her financial future. Ongoing education benefits entire families, not just children. Parents who continue learning about personal finance, investment strategies, and economic trends model lifelong learning while staying relevant in conversations with their children. This commitment to growth demonstrates that financial education never truly ends. Many families find success creating annual financial goals together, reviewing progress quarterly, and adjusting strategies as circumstances change. These regular check-ins maintain momentum while adapting to new life stages and financial realities. Resources for continued learning include books, podcasts, online courses, and financial counselors who specialize in family education. The key lies in finding resources that match your family's learning style and values while providing practical, actionable guidance. Remember that every family's financial journey looks different. Your neighbor's approach to teaching money management might not work for your children, and that's perfectly normal. Success comes from consistency, authenticity, and adapting proven principles to your unique family circumstances. The goal remains constant: raising children who understand money, make wise financial decisions, and pass these skills to future generations. This creates a positive cycle that strengthens not just individual families, but entire communities. Your family's money story continues writing itself with each conversation, each lesson, and each decision you make together about financial values and priorities.